everyone. Hope all of you are doing well in this situation. So, start with the nutrition tips for the parents. So, before starting the nutrition tips for the children, for the person with autism, and for during the uh, COVID-19 situation, first I want to explain about the what is nutrition, why it is necessary for us, and what is it actually. So, the study of the food, its composition, the amount needed by the body, and its effect on the body is known as the nutrition. The study of the food includes the like the nutrients the food is having and its composition, like the energy, new proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and the amount needed by the body. Like everyone has the required the specific amount of the nutrients. For example, infant has its own requirement, adolescent has its own requirement, adults has its own requirement. On the other hand, the pregnant mother or the lactating mother has its own requirement, because the baby is there, depends on the mother for the feeding. So the study of the food and its composition, the amount needed by the body, and simultaneously its effect on the body is known as the nutrition. Next, why nutrition is necessary for all of us? First, it's a basic human need. We can't live without the food and without the nutrition. Nutrition is a basic prerequisite to sustain a life. Without nutrition, we can't manage our life. Even even without a water also, we can't manage our life. So next is for proper growth and development. Next, it prevents the malnutrition. It prevents malnutrition. It means the person who is having the correct or the appropriate amount of the nutrition is not having either overweight or the underweight. So it helps in maintaining the condition of proper body. Next, it helps in maintaining the positive health. Positive, it means neither overweight nor underweight. It helps in maintaining the proper healthy body. Ensure adequate nutritional status. So what is adequate nutritional status? Like as per the body height, weight, the BMI should be proper. The diet should be proper. There is no clinical signs after seeing through the naked eyes, like pale, no paler eyes are there, no pale nails are there. Next, improvement of the birth weight. If mother is taking the proper weight, proper nutrition at the time of the pregnancy, it leads to the proper birth weight of the child. It helps in maintenance of the health of the elderly and increase the life expectancy also. Elderly will also take the proper nutrition and helps in maintaining their health as well as increase their life expectancy. Next, why nutrition knowledge is helpful for the parents? Actually, its knowledge is important for all. Not only for the parents, it's important for all. Those are the nutrition knowledge of the parents incorporated into the meal planning, and by incorporating into the meal planning, it's important to inculcate positive attitude towards the food. Now, the dietary guidelines as per the National Institute of Hyderabad, National Institute of Nutrition Hyderabad. So what they mentioned, he eat variety of the foods to ensure a balanced diet. What is eat variety of the food? As we can see here in the pictures, fruits, vegetables, like grains, whole wheat flour. It includes, if we include all these things in our diet, then it includes a variety of in the diet, as well as it makes the diet balanced also. Next, ensure the adequate and appropriate diets for the children and adolescents, both in health and sickness. Whether health or sickness, it necessary for all of us to ensure adequate and appropriate diet for children as well as for the adolescent also. Eat plenty of the vegetables and the fruits. Try to include the plenty of the vegetables and fruits in the diet. Ensure moderate use of the edible oils, animal foods, and very less use of the ghee, butter, and vanaspati. Try to include the PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids, in the diet. And from where we can get the PUFA? Like from the fish oil, we can get the PUFA. Or from all these sources, we can get the polyunsaturated fatty acids. It's a very good fatty acid, removes all the bad cholesterol from the body, rather than the ghee, butter, and vanaspati. Avoid overeating to prevent overweight and obesity. Exercise regularly and be physically active to maintain ideal body weight. Restrict salt intake to minimum. Try to keep the salt intake to a minimum, like 10 gram is enough for every person. Ensure the use of safe and clean foods. Before using the food, need to safe and clean it. Adopt right pre-cooking process and appropriate cooking methods. Drink plenty of water and take beverages in moderation. Minimize the use of processed foods rich in salt, sugar, and fats. Include micronutrients-rich fruits in the diet of elderly people to enable them to be active physically. Now, these are the 4-5 group as per the National Nutrient of the National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad. They mentioned that if the person will consume the food from all these 4 food groups, then their diet will be balanced, and their health will be well. So what are these food groups? Cereals, millets, and the pulses. It's the first food group that provides the energy, main resource of the cereals, millets, and pulses are the main resource of the energy. Protein, along with energy and protein, it provides a lot of vitamins and minerals. Vegetables and fruits contains a lot of water, vitamins, and minerals. Oils, fats, sugars contains a carbohydrates, proteins, and a fat, a lot of amount of fat. Animal foods like milk, egg, fish contains the energy, protein, vitamins, and vitamins and minerals. So try to include all these food groups in your diet to make the diet balanced and appropriate for a healthy living. Next, what we have to eat? Adequately, liberally, moderately, and sparingly. So first, consume adequately. What we consume adequately? Like cereals, legumes, beans, and dairy foods. What we consume liberally? Fruit, vegetables, and the fruits, especially our fruits and vegetables that contains a lot of water. Reality, if we see all the fruits and vegetables contains a lot of water and contain vitamins and minerals. So what we have to eat moderately? Animal sources, foods and oils. Animal source foods like milk, butter, ghee, sweets, and fish. All these things we need to eat moderately. What we eat sparingly, like highly processed food, packaged food, and the food that is high in sugar and fat. Along with this, we need to do exercise regularly and try to keep ourselves physically active. So nutrition during preschool age. So before starting the preschool age, that will be start from 3 to 6 years. I want to discuss the 3 or 4 points about the infants that is of 2 years of the age, like what we need to give to the infant. Try to give the only one food should be introduced at a time. Try to give the one food at a time that the child likes properly. Next, try to focus on the family environment. The family environment should be nice or the healthy. Should food given in the small quantities. Try to give the food initially or in starting very little amount of the food. When the child accepts it, then give it in the large amount. Don't forceful feeding. Don't try to do forcefully because it will irritate the child. Next, spicy food should be avoided. Try to give the food that the child enjoys, like soups, juices, mashed banana with curd. Curd is a homemade probiotics. Next, half-boiled egg yolk, well-cooked vegetables, thin khichdi, custard. Khichdi along with the green leafy vegetables. We can prepare the khichdi by using the green leafy vegetables, fruits. So all these things are liked by the child, or we can easily give it to the child. Along with this, one thing you need to keep in mind, he tried to give the food that is easy to handle by the child, like the cutlets or the fingers. So these all the food items are easy for the child to handle or manage. Next, now nutrition during preschoolers. So preschoolers like 3 to 6 years of age. They are usually show disinterest in the certain foods for a certain period of the time. For the certain period of the time, they will show a disinterest or dislikes towards a certain food, and after some time they will start to eat the same food. Next, appetite is erratic. Sometimes their appetite is so much irregular. Sometimes they will eat at one meal, they will eat very nicely, but at the other meal they will eat not nicely. They will eat very badly. Food preferences may change from time to time. Their food preferences like change from time to time. One time they will eat, okay mama, I like the egg with bread, but next time they will say, no mama, I don't like the egg, bread, butter, I want only this cake and chips. So their food preferences may change from time to time. Next, they enjoy. So keeping in all these things in the mind, what nutritious diet should be preferred to them. So enjoy well prepared food. The diet should be give that is well prepared in the sense that is nutritious, and give it attractive food also. Like we can make the we can use the potato to make chips, to make pakoda, cutlets, to try to give variety in that diet, try to make the food attractive, try to make the child ki they will enjoy the food. Prefers the simple unmixed dishes, because most of the child unlike the unmixed dishes, so try to give a unmixed dishes. Like don't give dal and khichdi, don't give them khichdi. If they like khichdi, then it's fine. If they don't like khichdi, then try to give them dal and rice separately. Food should be served at the room temperature, neither very hot food nor very cold food. New food should be introduced along with the familiar ones. If the parents are introducing new foods in their meal, so try to keep this thing in the mind. It should be given along with the familiar ones, or the food that they like very much. Colorful food should add variety and stimulate interest. If you will add colors, not purchase colors from the market, like you can use the green leafy vegetables, it will add colors. You can prepare the dals of different colors like moong chilka dal, yellow color, red gram dal, and black. So by mixing these colors, you can add variety and stimulate interest of the child. Food should be such that can be easily handled. As I mentioned now, try to give the food that they can easily handle, like cutlets, boiled eggs, small sandwiches, and rolls. They enjoy this food and add variety also, attractive, and it will be easily handled by the child. Next, physical comfort in the sitting. Try to give the physical comfort in the sitting. Deep unbreakable balls, because if once the child will if once the balls will be destroyed, then next time they will be think, okay, I should not eat in this balls, because if they will put down, then mama will scold me, and my father will scold me. So try to give the deep unbreakable balls. Cutlery with blunt edges, not having the very sharp edges. Vegetables are generally disliked, so try to give the vegetables in the height form. Like you can use the vegetables in the khichdi, you can use the vegetables in the dal also. So try to give it, but give it in the height form. When they will use to start to have it, then you can give it separately also. Consumption of the sweets may be excessive, so try to give the sweets not in excessive amount, but as per the demand of the child, you can give it in the moderate amount. Good food habits at this age not only to give adequate nutrition, but also minimize the risk of the overweight or obesity. Next, nutrition during school age. This age starts from the 6 to 12 years. So children establish a particular pattern of the food intake. By this age, the children establish a particular pattern of the food. Okay, mama, morning I will eat this, afternoon I will eat this, and at the supper time I will eat only this. Wide variations in the food intake may exist. Wide variations in the sense in relation to like what their peers like to eat. If their peers like to eat the banana, then they will eat banana. If their peers like to eat the dosa and sambar, okay, they will eat. But their variations exist, because and these variations influenced by the peers, influenced by the TV, influenced by the advertisement, influenced from the society. So why these variations exist? Because of these external forces. Behavior at meal times may be a problem, as children are usually in hurry, because morning time of their school timings, so they are in hurry. Okay, mama, I am going, I will not do the breakfast. So try to keep their breakfast and all the things nutritious. Okay, they are eating less, but the less should be in the nutritious. Next, a good breakfast is important as it affects performance at school. So in the breakfast, what we can prefer? You can give a glass of milk with a paratha or some dalia, like this. Intake of food also set by looking the siblings, peers, parents, and other family members. As I said, they influenced by their siblings, what their sisters and brothers are eating, peers, parents, and other family members are eating. So don't try to forceful eating. They are only set their role models by themselves. Don't use convenience food, like most of the parents use the packaged food and they pick it from the market and cook it. So don't use the convenience food, as it harmful for the health. Unpleasant environment also affects the food intake, like the parents fighting and other things. So unpleasant environment affects their intake. Advertisement and in television have a strong influence on the type of the food. Next, reduce overeating. Eating junk food and low physical activity leads to the obesity. If you are eating a lot of junk food along with input is high but the output is low, so it leads to the obesity. Modifications in the dietary habits and making healthy choices during childhood years should be encouraged to avoid obesity and overweight during the adulthood. Nutrition during autism. So as we know, the characteristics of the autistic child, they are very much repetitive in their behavior, restrictive in their behavior, and they are selective eaters, picky eaters. So no need to be worried about it. So what we can, which type of the food or the diet we can prefer to them? First, prefer the balanced diet. So balanced diet is one that contains all the nutrients in the required amount by the ones. So next is try to give the green leafy vegetables, especially the green leafy vegetables are rich in the folic acid and the vitamin B12. Especially all the GLBs are rich in the folic acid and the vitamin B12. Try to give the fat that is rich in the omega-3 fatty acid, especially the fat that obtains from the seafood and the nuts. Next, try to give the fruits and vegetables that are rich in the vitamin B6 and the zinc. For example, you can include the nuts, green leafy vegetables, soya bean, pulses in their diet to obtain these vitamins. To maintain blood sugar level as is much, especially with the hyperactive child. If the child is too much hyperactive, to try to check their blood sugar level. Try to keep one thing here, if the intake is low, but the metabolism in the body is not proper, then it leads to the excessive level of the sugar in their blood. So both the things are need to be checked, their intake as well as the metabolism in the body of the sugar is proper or not. Magnesium improves the speech. A lot of literature is there that indicates the intake of the magnesium rich foods may improve the speech, but no strong evidence is there that indicates that magnesium in reality improves the speech of the children with autism. Next, retinol and autism. If you are giving the food that are rich in the retinol or the vitamin A, for example, the milk and milky products like butter, cream and all these things, then it may improve the symptoms of the child with autism, like the behavioral problems. Next, you can include the soups, fruits rich in the waters. Why you need to include the fruits that are rich in the water? Because it will help in hydrating the body. Next, coconut water, as it contains a lot of vitamins and minerals. What actually they contains magnesium and zinc. Ensures homemade curd is a natural probiotics rather than the market curd. You can prefer a natural probiotics or the homemade curd. Vitamin C, it's an immunity booster. So try to include the food that are rich in the vitamin C, all the berries, amla and all the things you can include in their diet. If the child is not having all such things as such, then you can make some you can use the amla to make its candies. So try to modify the things to include in their diet. Antioxidants like beans, berries and green leafy vegetables contains a lot of antioxidants, and antioxidants also helps in removing the free radicals from the body and also helps in removing the bad cholesterol from the body. Before purchasing the food, need to check the food labels of the food. Like for example, if the child if you are preferring to the child or child is demanding the food that contains a lot of food preservative, then again it leads to the harmful for the health. Next, essential amino acids. Try to give the food that contains a lot of essential amino acids. And what are the sources of the essential amino acids? Like milk and milk products, dal, soya bean, and non-vegetarian diet. Blend diet to maintain the sensory issues. Children with autism are having so many sensory issues. So try to give them the blend diet. What is blend diet? The diet that is free from all the kind of irritant. What kind of irritant? Like mechanical irritant, chemical irritant, and the thermal irritant. So try to prefer the diet that is free from all the irritant. Increase a small amount of the food with frequent intervals. You need to give a small amount of the food with frequent intervals. Again, I am repeating my things. No need to be forceful feeding. Don't go with the forceful feeding. Next, what about the nutrition during COVID? Prefer a balanced diet. Focus vitamin C. Next, Eat fruits daily that are rich in vitamin C and contains a lot of vitamins and minerals like guava, apple, banana, strawberry, melon, fruits, pineapple, papaya, orange, and longman fruits. Why we need to prefer the vitamin C in all the situations? The basic theme is that vitamin C is a immunity booster. Next, eat fresh vegetables. Again, eat fresh vegetables. Why? Because it contains a lot of vitamins and minerals and it help in building the body well. Eat whole grains and the nuts like maize, oats, wheat, millet, brown rice, and roots such as yam and potato for energy purpose. Next, use nuts. All the nuts you can prefer like almonds, coconut, pistachio. Almonds especially contains a good, or the we could say essential amino acids. Next, red meat can be eaten once or twice per week, poultry 2 to 3 times per week. Use foods from the animal sources, like from example, fish, eggs, and the milk. For snacks, choose fresh and fruits and raw vegetables rather than foods that are high in sugar, salt, or fat. If you are need to have some snacks, then don't go with the foods that are high in sugar, salt, or fat. Try to prefer the food or have the food that are made from the fresh fruits and the raw vegetables. Avoid irregular diet. Next, don't overcook vegetables as it leads to the loss of important nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. If you are overcooking the vegetables, then it leads to the important loss of important nutrients, particularly all the vitamins and minerals. When using dried or canned fruits and vegetables, choose varieties without added sugar or salt. Make sure the food is prepared and served at acceptable temperature, like neither very hot temperature nor very cold temperature. Limit the salt intake to a 5 gram a day. So your diet should contain a little small amount of the spoon that contains only a 5 gram of salt per day. Consume unsaturated fat like found in avocado, fish, nuts, soy, olive oil, canola, corn oil, and sunflower, rather than saturated fats that are found in the butter, fatty meat, coconut, palm oil, cheese, ghee, and cream. Yeah, your water intake should be about 8 to 10 glasses every day. It helps to transport nutrients and rid out or remove the waste from the body, and also helps in maintaining the body's temperature. Avoid all fizzy, carbonated, concentrated juices and all drinks which contains a high amount of the food preservative as well as sugar. As much as possible, try to include in the diet homemade food. Next, maintain a healthy lifestyle of exercise, meditation, and regular sleep. Adequate sleep will help to support immune functioning, as it also helps in boosting the immune system. Eat at home to avoid contact with other people and try to reduce the weight. And try to reduce the chances of being exposed to the COVID-19. So try to prepare a fresh food at home and serve it to all the person nicely. So no need to go out. What good practices you need to be followed to minimize the risk of the contamination? Like before cooking the vegetables, like we all are doing at home, wash vegetables and fruits before eating. Wash rinse and disinfect objects and surfaces every time before and after use. Keep cooked and raw foods separate, as it would prevent the chances of the contamination. Use different chopping boards and utensils for cooked and raw foods to prevent cross-contamination. Food workers should use the gloves before preparing a meal or while preparing a meal. Frequently disinfectant surface which came in contact with workers such as doorknobs and grocery carts and etc. etc.
For an artistic child who gets fit, what type of diet can we recommend for those type of children?
Okay, ma'am. First of all, you are talking about the fitness, so it's a medical condition. So first of all, you need to consult with the pediatrician to take advice ki why their fats are coming. If they will suggest ki okay, you need to go with this diet, then we will suggest ki which food is better for them, because there is no particular diet that we can recommend ki it is good for the child who is for who gets fit.
Artistic. Okay. The child is getting medication for fits,
Okay,
and
okay, ma'am.
and he is an autistic child. One of my parent is having the problem, suffering with the child who has autism and getting fits. She is daily confused of having what type of diet I have to give him. He's getting hyper day to day. His hyperactivity is
Yes,
increasing.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, na, with the child with autism, so every child has its own characteristics. So we can't recommend that this diet is absolutely correct for the child. So first of all, I want to recognize him, their activities. Afterwards, we can recommend that. We can recommend that this diet is suitable for him or not. And what like regarding about the fats, ma'am. So there is no particular diet for the child who are getting the fats, ma'am. Again, I am repeating, but you can give it the nutritious food like a balanced diet. You can add variety in their food, like by giving some nutritious food like fruits, vegetables, or the homemade curd, bananas that they like to eat. Or along with this, they are liking, you can add some nutritious diet by like whole grain cereals to give it energy.
Thank you very much, madam.
How to reduce the hyperactivity in autism kids? Any
Yes, ma'am.
food?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I mentioned this thing in my one of the PPT. Like the first of all, need to check their sugar level, because a lot of literature indicates that if there is high level of sugar in their blood, then it leads to the hyperactivity among the children with autism. So first of all, what do you need to do? First of all, check their intake of the sugar. If the intake of the sugar is proper as per your thinking, ki, okay, the child is taking the minimum amount of sugar, then what other things that leads to the hyperactivity in their child? Then the next is what? Ki the metabolism of the sugar in their body is not proper. So for that purpose, you need to consult with a doctor and check their blood sugar level. If the blood sugar level is above the normal, then you need to consult with the doctors and go with the diet that is low in the carbohydrate. Then first of all, you need to consult with the doctor again. I am saying ki regarding their, to check their blood sugar level if their intake is okay.
Okay. Okay.
And ma'am, one more thing, ma'am, and one more thing is here. There is a lot of two or three researches came regarding a camel milk. If you are giving a camel milk, then also it will help in reducing the hyperactivity among the children with autism. But the researches are very low in this area, so we can't suggest ki okay, you can go with this diet and it will improve in the hyperactivity and all these things. So along with the medications, you need to take a proper diet after consulting with the pediatricians or with the dietitians. So first of all, you will go with the pediatrician and check their blood sugar level. If they are saying if their blood sugar level is above the normal, then you need to consult with the dietitian which kind of the food is good for them.
Thank you, ma'am.
And there is a diet which we suggest for children, gluten-free diet for children with autism. There are many parents who go and follow that diet. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? What does it involve?
Okay, ma'am. You want to know about the gluten-free and casein-free diet, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, now, ma'am, I am mentioning one thing here. That very little research has been conducted on the gluten-free and the casein-free diet. There is no strong evidence that indicates that okay, the gluten-free and the casein-free diet is helpful for maintaining their behavioral issues. And ma'am, one more thing, what I think is that gluten and casein both are the very important protein. We can't remove these protein from the diet of the anyone, because gluten is the protein that we obtain from the wheat and its products, and casein is the protein that we obtain from the milk and its products. So we can't remove these two proteins on its own without the doctor's advice. If the doctor is saying okay, the child is sensitive with these proteins, if the child is allergic with these proteins, then you need to remove these proteins. Otherwise, from their own, from the by searching through the net, don't need to do the self modifications in their diet, because man, these two proteins are very important in maintaining the bodybuilding. But if the doctor is saying ki okay, ki if for a year you can remove these proteins and try to manage the behavior, because these two proteins, as some of the researchers are saying, that these two proteins are helpful in managing their behavioral issues. But among these studies were conducted on a very small sample of the size, like hardly on the 8 or 10 children with autism. So we can't generalize the result among all the children with autism. So there is a need to take a large sample size for saying ki okay, the GFCF free diet would be helpful in managing their behavioral issues. So first of all, we need to conduct a research more and more in these areas to get some purposeful and the strong evidences.
You said that we go to the doctor and the doctor will suggest. So what test does the doctor do, ma'am, to see if the child should go for this GFCF diet?
Ma'am,
Does
they
it do
will do.
blood test or what do they do?
Ma'am,
Yes,
actually they will check their sensitivity level. They will check that the child is full allergic or not, ma'am. The child is allergic or not. If the child is sensitive towards these two proteins, then definitely they will remove these two proteins from their diet. Otherwise, no doctors will suggest, especially ma'am, I am working on this area. So when I consult with 2 or 3 pediatricians regarding such matter, so they said कि we can't say कि GFCF diet would be helpful in managing their behavioral issues. How we can say? But as the researches are coming, they are saying कि probiotics are helpful, GFCF free diets are helpful, camel milk are helpful. Then okay, you can go with this, but we can't say कि oh, yes, it's a better to go with these diet and try to manage the behavioral issues. We can't say.
Is there any particular food items we should avoid for autism kids?
For autism kids, ma'am, particularly you need to check out the level of the sugars. First of all, try to reduce the level of the food preservatives. And when I'm opening my PPTs also, food preservatives, as it leads to the so much harmful effect, contains the sodium glutamate. It's very bad for the health and other coloratives also. And check the sugar content. And accept these, no problem. If they are having the sensory issues, then we need to check all these items. Otherwise, if the child is having all the food items, then no need to be reduced or eliminate any particular food items from their diet.
Okay, ma'am. What about milk?
Yes,
Atta?
milk. Yes, ma'am. Actually, still I will discuss this thing with the Shweta madam also. Milk, madam, is containing the casein protein. Ma'am, still I am discussing the same thing. So, if the child is sensitive with the milk protein or the casein protein, then you need to reduce it. Otherwise, no need to reduce from your own side without consulting to a pediatrician.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, after stopping the milk, I feel that little change in him. And nowadays I am giving curd. Now I feel that his behavior is is obeying, his behavioral issues are sorting out like that. Is there anything related to that curd?
Ma'am, you please tell me that their behavior is improving or deteriorating, ma'am?
Yeah, his behavior is improving after the time.
Okay. Removing the milk. Okay,
yeah,
so
after
ma'am,
giving milk.
Okay, ma'am, you consult the all these things with the doctor or not? Because there may be a chance that the child is allergic to a casein protein or the things with the made up of the milk.
No, ma'am, I didn't check with any doctors. Just I am stopping by myself that I don't want to give milk. So what happens after
ma'am,
that?
actually here I want to clear one thing. The milk is containing the casein protein, but the curd that is made from the milk doesn't contain the casein protein, ma'am. So it's a natural probiotics. It is good for the health for everyone because it contains a lot of beneficial bacteria that is useful for the gut system and reduce the chances of the constipation and diarrhea. So if you are feeling your child is improving by reducing the content of the casein protein, then go with the pediatrician and check their sensitivity towards the casein protein. If the child is sensitive towards the casein protein, then it means it will improve. He will improve in their behavior. So first of all, if you are feeling all these things, then consult with the pediatrician.
Is there anything that I have stopped giving direct milk in the night? Now I am giving like some like a mix mix with the milk, and then I am giving like nuts powder like that.
Okay.
Is that good like that, giving with mixed powder?
Yes, ma'am. Mixed powder of nuts on. You please repeat.
Nuts. Yeah, nuts like Boost, Horlicks, like that.
Okay, ma'am. You are again starting to give milk to her?
No, not direct milk, along with this nuts powder or Boost, like that.
So, ma'am, again it means you are giving the milk in her diet now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so okay, their behavior is improving, or ma'am, the same is there?
Yeah, he is improving, ma'am. No backing.
Okay, ma'am. So yeah, ma'am, what you want to ask is which kind of the supplements you need to add in her milk?
Like nuts powder, ma'am.
Okay, nuts powder. No, ma'am, what you want to ask is which kind of the supplement you want to add?
Yeah. What kind of supplements I have to add in the milk? Instead of giving direct milk, I just want to add something in the milk, like that.
No, ma'am, actually, one thing I want to make clear, ki whether any kind of the supplements like Horlicks, Bonvita or the nuts powder from the market, if you are purchasing, it is not good for the health. If you want, then you can make a powder of the nuts after mixing it in the grinder, or you can add some elaichi powder and all these things, and you can make some paste also of almond paste and all these things, and add all these things in the milk, so it would be helpful in recovering the health also and good for the body.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, sure, ma'am.
Rather than purchase too much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Not related to children, but I'd like to ask you as adults. Now, there are many of us who are going through a lot of stress and anxiety, and so we are losing a lot of weight. And there are also some of us who are putting on a lot of weight during this pandemic. Do you have any suggestions on how we can maintain a balance? I saw in your presentation you said sleep, meditation, but it's not possible with the amount of stress many of us are going through. Is there any other
First of all,
suggestions?
input is equal to your input should be equal to your output. How much you are taking, it's another thing, but how much physically you are doing, it's another thing. So what you are eating is fine, and try to include a lot of fruits and vegetables and fruits in the diet rather than the fatty food or the snacks in the diet. So it would be helpful in maintaining the weight and keep the mind well also. Fresh fruits and vegetables.
Eating dinner at what time you would suggest, ma'am?
Ma'am, 7 to 7:30.
Okay, thank you so much. Weight loss tips, ma'am.
Weight loss tip, okay. Ma'am, first of all, focus towards the exercise, daily exercise, yoga and walking. Try to include a fiber-rich diet. Fiber, it means what? That contains a lot of peel. Try to include the fruits and vegetable that contains a lot of peel. Husk to pulses that contains a peel or husk. Try to include a dalia and whole wheat flour rather than the soft things, rather than the dehusked pulses. So it would be helpful in reducing the weight. If we talk about the fat content, try to include the PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids, rather than the saturated fatty acids, as the saturated fatty acids deposit of adipose tissues in the body and also increase the cholesterol level in the body. So focus on the high fiber diet, low carbohydrate diet. Try to take the calories from the protein. Try to include the fat, but in very sparingly amount, in very little amount. So try to obtain the calories from the protein. From the fiber will not provide the calories. It will only help in providing the satisfaction in our diet. So first of all, if we talk about the carbohydrate, try to include the polysaccharides, and polysaccharides are those that contains a lot of fiber. If we talk about the protein, then use a husked pulses that contains a lot of peel rather than dehusked pulses. If we talk about the fat, then use a PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids, rather than the saturated fatty acids like butter, ghee. Remove it from the diet. Try to maintain a 3-meal time pattern rather than okay, after breakfast you are taking some snacks, and then afternoon again you are taking the meal. So try to maintain a 3-meal time pattern rather than the 4 or 5 meal time pattern. Try to skip all these habits of eating again and again. Fiber try to include in your diet, especially fiber like fruits and vegetables. Water, try to take 8 to 10 glasses of water per day.